We are going to discuss the evaluation of a child with vomiting. Vomiting and abdominal distension are the two main features that reflects the intestinal obstruction. The character of the vomitus and the abdominal X-ray can narrow the differential diagnosis. Um, we first of all we will take the history and we will ask about the detail of the symptoms, that is duration of the vomiting, number of vomitings per day, and nature of vomiting either it is spitting or projectile, and the content of the vomitus, which is maybe the milk, food, or bile, and then any associated abdominal symptoms like loose motion, constipation, abdominal distension, or pain, and is there any relation with the feeding. Is the child is thriving or losing weight? Is there any fever which may indicate the UTI, otitis media, and meningitis? And we will also ask about the that if there is any paroxysm of the cough which will indicate the whooping cough. Here are different differential diagnosis on the basis of the characteristics of the vomitus. If the vomitus is frothy, then it may indicate the tracheoesophageal fistula. If the vomitus is bloody, then it shows maternal blood which was swallowed, hemorrhagic disease, or maybe due to the stress ulcers. If it is bile stained, then it reflects the intestinal obstruction, intestinal perforation, or peritonitis. And if there is milk only, then it shows gastroesophageal reflux or milk allergy. Here are some list of the differential diagnosis of vomiting in infants and the children. If a child is suffering from the vomiting, persistent vomiting, or acute vomiting, then he may be the suffering from the gastroenteritis, gastroesophageal reflux, overfeeding, intestinal obstruction, systemic infection, pertussis syndrome, otitis media, migraine, peptic ulcers, hepatitis, congenital adrenal hyperplasia, inborn error of metabolism, increased intracranial pressure, food poisoning, rumination, and renal tubular acidosis. We will ask the questions related to these symptoms in the history and do the examination to exclude or rule out the other causes, and detect the main diagnosis. On examination, first of all check the signs of the dehydration, then examine the abdomen and palpate the pyloric mass in any young infant, which may indicate the intestinal obstruction. If it is palpable, then check for the abdominal distension. It also indicates the abdominal intestinal obstruction, and palpate for any tenderness. Check signs of the meningeal irritation, which shows meningitis or increased intracranial pressure. Check signs of the raised intracranial pressure by measuring the blood pressure and the fundoscopy. Investigation to be done are serum urea and creatinine, serum electrolytes, X-ray abdomen, pH monitoring, and barium swallow. It may show significant gastroesophageal reflux, and upper gastrointestinal contrast study in case of the bile stain vomiting in newborn to exclude malrotation. Here are some findings, some differential diagnosis on the basis of the findings of the abdominal X-ray. If site of the obstruction is duodenum and there is duodenal atresia, then it will appear as a double bubble sign on the chest, on the abdominal X-ray, and there will be the dilated stomach, and stomach and proximal duodenum will be dilated. If there is malrotation of the volvulus, then on X-ray there would be the dilated stomach and proximal duodenum, and they also paucity of the air distally will also present. If there is jejunal atresia, then multiple dilated loops of the bowel will be present, and if it is meconium ileus, then intra-abdominal calcifications will be present, and if it is due to the meconium plug syndrome or Hirschsprung's disease, then diffuse bowel distension will be apparent on the abdominal X-ray. Here are some causes of the persisting vomiting after the first week of life. If a child with the persisting vomiting have normal abdomen, abdomen is not distended, then these are the differential diagnoses. He may be the suffering from the feeding disorder, or gastroesophageal reflux, or gastrointestinal food allergy, pyloric stenosis, or urinary tract infection. And if a child is having persistent vomiting and also abdomen is distended, then it indicates late obstruction, peritonitis or appendicitis, intussusception, and necrotizing enterocolitis. Here are some possible causes of vomiting on the basis of abdominal X-ray. If abdominal X-ray show fluid level, then it their disease differential diagnosis would be duodenal atresia, intestinal atresia, meconium ileus, large bowel obstruction, or heat spunk disease. If abdominal X-ray shows no fluid level, then GERD milk allergy will be present. If abdominal X-ray show it is based on the it is also categorized on the appearance of the baby or generalized condition of the baby. If the baby is well and he is healthy, and then chest X-ray show fluid level, then abdominal X-ray show fluid level, then these are the differential diagnosis. And in the well baby, if there is no fluid level in the abdominal X-ray, then GERD milk allergy is present. But if the child is sick, then if the abdominal X-ray showed fluid level, then the DDs will be necrotizing enterocolitis, obstruction or perforation, volvulus or intussusception. And if there is baby is sick and there is no fluid level on the abdominal X-ray, then the differential diagnosis would be acute diarrhea, sepsis, UTI, increased intracranial pressure, meningitis, and metabolic disease.